Let me begin by saying unequivocally, domestic violence is a crime. It's not a private matter, it's not excusable, and it won't be tolerated by police. As police, we see firsthand the devastating impact that domestic abuse has on victims. It's often behind closed doors, and it's often hidden in silence. Every day in SAPOL, we are committed to policing domestic violence, but over the last 12 months, we have dedicated more police than ever to a specific operation, Operation Storm. At the conclusion of the first 12 months of Operation Storm, we've had the following results. 311 people have been arrested. 73 people were reported. 71 warrants were cleared. 657 offences were charged. 98 intervention orders were issued. And 516 referrals to other services for rehabilitation were made. We conducted 26 searches under firearms prohibition laws and issued 17 stalking cautions. As you can see, the results of the operation have been significant. So we dedicated police to these specific days of action over the year. We dedicated 1,175 police to investigate 1,423 domestic violence offences and offenders. We attended 1,636 addresses, and as I said, we referred numerous people to other support and to access rehabilitation services. We will investigate every report. We will pursue every offender, and we will protect every victim. Let me be clear, there is no excuse for domestic violence, ever. It's a betrayal of trust, it's a violation of the law, and we are determined to stand on the side of justice and provide safety for all. This operation sends a strong message that these criminal actions will not be tolerated, and we will pursue every offender. We have these people firmly in our sights, and we will continue with Operation Storm as we go forward. The days of action demonstrate we will continue to check on high-risk individuals, we will take action against offending, we'll monitor compliance for bail agreements and intervention order terms of reference to help protect victims and to reduce future offending. I commend the hundreds of dedicated police officers and police members across the state who have focused on this operation with such vigour and have been very, very upfront in their dedication to the task. This sends a strong message that domestic violence won't be tolerated, and those who commit serious criminal offending will be held to account by SAPOL. Happy to take any questions.
The majority of arrests, were they for reoffending and breaking bans in place, or were they for first-time offending with families?
It wouldn't be first-time offending because we are targeting people who have a known history of offending in domestic violence. So there would be a mixture of breaches of orders, breaches of warrants, and new offending. And a couple of the examples for if I just look at two case studies for you. There was a 22-year-old Evanston Gardens man who was arrested following a domestic disturbance. Police attended the home after he threatened to stab the family dog and then used the same weapon to threaten family members. So that was new offending, but he did have a history of domestic violence. In another case, a 44-year-old Berry man who's recorded as a high-risk domestic abuse offender, he was arrested for 5 counts of aggravated assault and cause harm, including several strangulation offences. He was taken into custody and a full protection order was granted, and he has been remanded in custody by the courts in Berry.
Do police see, after 12 months of Storm being in operation, are the numbers falling or are they getting worse? Where do they sort of sit in terms of the number of reoffending cases?
So we find that domestic violence offences is one of the highest rate of offences that we attend as police officers. What we're seeing now is more people are willing to report it, come forward. People who witness it, the bystanders, are more willing to call police because they're concerned about victims, particularly women and children. We've always had domestic violence in our community, but I think what we're seeing now is a level of lower tolerance by the community as a whole. So people are having more confidence to seek help from police and other agencies. Our partner agencies across government and NGOs are really important partnership because not all people feel comfortable dealing with certain agencies, and we understand that. So we would encourage anyone who's suffering from domestic violence and who needs help, If you're not comfortable speaking to us, reach out to one of the many other agencies and services to seek help.
Of the intervention orders issued, how many were applied for?
I don't know the number that were applied for, but in the majority of the cases, those that are applied for are granted. So that wouldn't be too different a number.
And the Royal Commission results coming likely next month. I guess what are your thoughts there? There's been some harrowing evidence over the investigation.
Yeah, look, we've always welcomed the Royal Commission. We've certainly been making submissions to the Royal Commission. We are very much looking forward to the recommendations, and we're looking forward to improving and preventing the services for victims and also for rehabilitation services to be improved. So we're very hopeful of some really positive outcomes from the Royal Commission.
Do you think that Operation Storm has had an impact on officers and the way that they view domestic violence in the community?
I think what it's done is it's given them dedicated time and the tools to focus on the high-risk offenders. So those targeted approaches, because the packages that are provided, the intelligence product is actually provided by a centralised branch, and then the districts and the LSAs know the local people, so they use that data to be more honed in on who they're going to check up on. So police have always been involved in domestic violence and take it very seriously because they know of all the situations that they attend, this is the one where someone is most likely to lose their lives or be seriously hurt or injured. So it's a high risk, and they are very well aware of that.
Apologies if you've already mentioned this, but what's the future for this operation?
Operation Storm will be ongoing. It has no end date. We see the value in it. As long as there's domestic violence out there, we will be continuing to target offenders through Op Storm and in our daily activities as well. And we'll try and find more innovative ways of doing it because we like to adapt and we like to be in front of offenders where we can.
This might not be something you have, but do you have a comparison of arrests, say, from before this operation to now?
We would have annual crime stats which show the offences and any trend going up or down.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever see them going down, or is this...
Look, I think we're living in a society where respectful behaviours seem to be challenging to some individuals. And as I say, domestic violence has been in our community forever. It's sad that it has, but how we respond to it has changed significantly over the years, and that's the difference. And I think also how less tolerant people in the community are and will not stand by in silence